Hey guys, I'm back with this video on the 316. Before I get started on doing any kind of track work on it or any wheelbase work, I'm gonna have to replace or the head gasket just needs to be retorqued on. So I'm gonna go ahead and dig into that today and figure out what needs to be done. So I found out that there's actually an editing app on my phone, so I can just make a bunch of short little videos and connect them together to make one big video for YouTube. So that's the plan. So anyways, let's get started. The first things, just to make it easier to work on, no matter what, you have to take the side panels off in order to get at some other bolts, unless you feel confident enough you got the right tools to get in there and stuff. And then I'm just gonna take the hood off if I can, just right up here. There's 2 bolts on this side, 2 bolts on that side, and I can take that off for easier working. It's really not a pain in the ass to put back on unless you unbolt them up here. Then that's a different can of worms that I really don't feel like opening up today. So I'll go ahead and just pop the hood off from the mounts, take the side panels off, and then also the front grill is going to come off. I'm hoping I don't have to take any of the cowling off for the muffler, because that's a real pain. But you see how that bumps right up next to the actual engine tin, the engine cowling, and that would just be a real pain in the ass to do. So hopefully I don't have to do that. So I guess let's get started. Okay guys, I'm back here with the 316 with the hood, side panels, and front cover taken off. Now the sequence you have to do that, I never really went over that, and I didn't take any video of me taking it apart because it's kind of a pain in the ass to do when you got all this other stuff to hold on to. You got to take your side panels off first, both sides. Mine just have these little Phillips screws, really big. Well, they're fairly big, and they go into these little, where are those tabs? I guess they're, well, here's one. They just screw right into these tabs. There's 2 other on the hood, and then on this side there's a bolt for that ground to go. Now some of you guys are probably going to wonder what happened to the one ground, the lead wire that goes to my chassis ground. I don't know, it was like that when I got it. So, but yeah, anyways, those are just little tabs you just screw in, and I don't know, I didn't even know if that's original. I've never really looked at another 316 to see if they have the same thing, but anyways, side panels, then you have to take your front grill off. You can take the hood off and then the grill. It would actually be easier to take the hood off and then the grill, because the grill just, the top, it snaps into here. Let's go ahead and go over and grab the grill. It snaps in over here and over here, and then there's this little spring-loaded tab that squeezes right in here under there, and it just kind of sits in there. Now when you go to put this back on, and I'll show you how to do it, there's these little tabs that have here. These have to be outside the side of the side panel, and these have to be on the inside. This holds the grill in place, and it also keeps the side panels in line. Makes it a lot easier to put stuff back. So yeah, John Deere designed these things really well. I mean, people bitch about them. Oh, they're a pain in the ass to work on. Not really. I mean, they're not like a shitty old Craftsman that you pluck the hood up, take 2 bolts out front, your whole hood comes off. These were garden tractors. These things were made so then you didn't have to work on them. But yet you still got to when they're 41 years old. This is a 78, so. But yeah, anyways, I'm not sure how I'm gonna end up digging into the cowling over here. I'm hoping I don't have to take the muffler cowling off, because that's just another pain in the ass to do. But I'm trying to figure out how it's secured. I guess it's just secured down here with these 2 bolts. So I'll probably attempt to just pop those off and pull the whole cowling off. But it's always sounds a lot easier than what it is. So I guess no sense in bitching about it. Get to work. All right, so I took the cowling off the outside, just sitting right there. what you got to do in order to get to it. I mean, obviously I took the hood off, because taking the hood off, the side panels, the front grill, the only reason I took the front grill off is because I thought these weren't studs. I thought these were actually bolts, and I needed to put a wrench on the other end of these. So I took the grill off. Well, when I took the grill off, I found that that was unnecessary, but no big deal. I mean, the grill literally takes 30 seconds to put on, so it's no skin off my back. Anyways, when I took it off, let's see, there was a hornet's nest just kind of built in there, so I'm kind of happy I cleaned that out, restricting some airflow in between here. So I torqued every single one to 30 foot-pounds. The standard is 28, but I called my guy and he was like, you just put it to 30, because you got to realize when you start this engine up after torquing it, it's gonna heat up, and it's gonna expand, and it's gonna cool down, and then it's gonna contract. So your torque ratings are going to drop, which means leave it off and run your engine for 15 minutes after torquing each bolt. Now there's a specific pattern. If I can come over here and find a sticky note. Looking at this engine, the first bolt to be torqued is this guy, and then this guy, and then this one. So 1, 2, 3, 4 is this one, 5 is this one, 6 is this one, 7 is this one, 8 is this one, 9 is this one, and 10 is this one. You got to do it in that specific order, otherwise you might incorrectly tighten the head gasket and create a little crease in it, which then later will affect it with, it creates a pocket where the head gasket can blow, which means you got to take everything apart again, go order another part and fix it. Just a whole bunch of work you shouldn't have to do, but I'm going to go ahead and get an up close. This one, yeah, sorry, this one's supposed to be a 9, right next to the 6. That's supposed to be a 9. That's the torque pattern on the Kohler K3 341 engine. Other than that, I can't really think of anything. So, all right. So we've ran into a little bit of an issue. I torqued everything down, and ran it for about 15-20 minutes. Just drove back to the spring and back here with the tractor, and there was oil seeping out of here. There's not much around here and there. Nothing too considerable. Like these two are dry. That one's dry. These two are fairly dry, but these two and these two have a consistent amount of oil on it. So when I go to look on my cowling, it goes on like this, which means when it blows, over here's the worst pocket. I'm gonna end up having to pull the head and put it in a new gasket, because this one's I'm very confident that it's blown over here and it's pierced its way through the little pocket into this one, and that's why it's bubbling out of that. So I guess I'll go ahead and pull the head and go from there. So since I have to pull the head, here, I'll get out of the light. I don't know, it's about 5:20, 5:30 out, so I got this little light set up. It's supposed to be for a heat lamp, but I just plugged an LED into it since we don't have the fluorescence all the way over here. So anyways, back to the topic. I can't pull the head off because right here, I don't know the actual use for this or what the hell it's supposed to do, but there's a bolt that goes on here and tightens it down with a washer. I can't pull the head up. I can't pull it up a little bit, pull all the bolts out of it, shift it this way and slide it up, or bring it up like this and bring it out, because this is probably about 2.5 inches from the top of the head out, and there's no way I could ever have enough wiggle room to get this out. So now I have to pull all of the muffler cowling off. Everything's already unbolted, I'm pretty sure. Yep, all the bolts are out, so I just gotta figure out how I'm gonna squeeze this little shit out. And I hope I don't have to pull the muffler on it too, but I have to take this cast piece off. This is gonna be, I've already looked at this with a flashlight. If I can go get my flashlight quick. It's all cast all the way down here. I don't know how well you can see that, but it goes underneath there and then over on this side. It's just a screw holding it right down there, but it's definitely going to be a challenge to get to, so I guess you learn something new every day, and learning something new. Yeah, this piece actually just kind of pops off. I can get it back on. And actually, I think this piece, the plate up here, this separates from the lower half, but if I can get that fucking thing. Come on, I just got it. Anyways, you can just pop it. You just pop it right off. I mean, I can't believe how easy it is just to take off. So yeah. And then I'll probably end up taking the muffler off because that's just, I don't know what else I could possibly do. There's no way to get that back firewall off without taking that off, so I guess get to work. So I've gone ahead and removed all the cowling piece here. It's actually a lot easier than what it looks like. That whole piece, what part of the muffler cowling is attached to, what the grounding is attached to, is simply attached to a flathead screw here, a flathead screw there, and this fairly long bolt that comes out because there's a huge spacer over there on that, and that one just screws right into the engine block. As you can see right now, you might be able to see, but I need to get probably about 2 or 3 of those, so all angles, so my shadow doesn't ruin it. But that's a lot of carbon and fuel. It's not oil. You can argue with me all you want, but it's not oil. And that goes all the way around the whole outside. Not so much over here. There's a little bit back there, but right now you can kind of see how all of it just blew up there. And then on the other side, on the muffler, there's a little bit, but there's also, trying to think of where that pan went. It's somewhere over here, but there's a whole bunch of oil and stuff. I think that's that pan. So sorry, my finger's in the way. Shit. Sorry about that, guys. Anyways, I'll go ahead and pull the head. Everything's loose, and we'll get it going. I'm back here in the morning. I tightened all the head bolts over the night, so no dust got into it. And last night I did pull it off. I'll explain it. Here, I'll pull it off first. I don't want to flip it around, so we'll go ahead. That's what the underside looks like. You can see there's a little buildup right there. And right there is not too bad around the spark plug, but down here there's a lot of carbon buildup, so I'll probably hit this with a wire wheel. And then the inside is a different story. Your outtake valve is really not that bad. Now your intake, over here is not too bad, but right here there's a lot of, to get in fairly close. I'll go get a flashlight. There's a lot of buildup. It looks to be dust in there, but that's just some buildup off the outtake port. And then the head, it's not burnt, but it's built up. I mean, I can scratch it off with my finger, so that's not much of a worry. I can hit that with like a paint stripper wheel. on a grinder and take care of that. So, and you can see where it's been leaking. Right here is probably our worst culprit. The gasket's fine, but I think I'm gonna have to replace it because once you break it, it's kind of, once you break it, you really can't replace it per se. So, on the head, I've come to the conclusion that I warped the head, or the head was warped before. I'll go ahead and put that over there. The head's been warped. So I can actually sort of see it, how it's pretty bad over here. And I will focus, you son of a bitch. It's not too bad, but I'm still gonna have to take a slab of granite and level it off with some sandpaper. So I guess go get some glass and go find some sandpaper somewhere and get to work. Yeah, called the guy, and well, I called my guy, and he said the piston's fine if it has a gap in it. So I've gone ahead and I've just polished it up with the wire wheel. I'm gonna do that to the head soon, and I just got all the bolts sitting in there. He said to go ahead and retap all the bolt holes with 3/8. So I gotta go out and either buy one, or I'll go around and ask if anybody has one that I could borrow. So I guess I'll go ahead and polish it up. Hopefully we can head down and get a new head gasket today. And I got my glass over there. See, the one broke. I don't know what happened there, but anyways, I'm gonna go ahead and level that out today. Guys, so I got the cylinder head all nice and polished. Try to flip it over without losing all the bolts, but I got it all nice and beautifully polished. I didn't get to retapping the threads. It's one of those things where I have another project I need to do. You guys should take the time and honestly just retap them, but I'm kind of in a rush. Once again, those just take a 3/8 inch tap at the 9/16 bolt. So anyways, I got this all nice and polished. Valves are really nice and shiny compared to what they were. Cylinder head, the guy said you just take a razor blade and scrape that all off. Got that done before last video. So everything's ready. Already opened the new gasket, and got that from Pole Hills down in Milledgeville. So I guess we're ready to put her back. Oh yeah, I forgot to mention, try to run your finger or like a cloth around the outside of where your gasket's gonna sit, because if there's any dust particle or like hair or anything, you think whatever the fuck's in your fucking shop, for fuck's sake, if that gets under the gasket, it will compromise the gasket, unless it's like when I mean dust particle, I mean something. See, over on the snowmobile, like a little dirt particle like that. If anything's like that, it's going to compromise it. Like actual dust particles floating around the air, you can't do anything about that. That's going to happen. But that stuff won't compromise the it won't compromise the head gasket. So I'll go ahead and try to put this on one-handed. This is really stupid. It's a brand new head gasket. So Shion. I think we're setting golden, guys. Okay. I'm trying to remember where I left off. What was that? Oh yeah. I think. I said that I wasn't gonna rethread the bolts. No. Sorry, don't pay attention to what I'm saying right now, for fuck's sake. I was going to retap the bolt holes in the block. I know originally I said that I wasn't going to, but I mean, I told my dad about it. He just stopped by and grabbed the tap. It was like $6, and I mean, I'm gonna use it on future projects, so I might as well invest in something like that right now. So yeah, I don't think I'm gonna be able to get this thing running tonight. I think I'm gonna run out of time, but I guess let's see. And because I'm not gonna put any of the cowling back on. I'm just gonna kind of jam the muffler back on, take the plastic bag off and start it, and I'm not gonna worry about the air cleaner or anything. So, but then I gotta do a bunch of other stuff with the coil and stuff. So I don't know. We'll see how far. Okay, so I've gotten this far. I've gotten the coil hooked back up. That's all nice and bolted up. I got this little start thing hooked back up. It's actually on right now. I mean, it's not running with the keys on. Muffler's put back on. Of course, it's supposed to be 90 degrees down, but I was like, what the hell? I want to know what it looks like up here, considering it'll probably be without a hood and stuff here for a while, because I'm talking to a guy. I'm just going to go ahead and repaint it while I have everything go apart. So, well, actually, I don't know what's happening with the repaint so far. I'll keep in contact, but yeah, she's ready to run. I'm hoping she'll turn over. I tried cranking her over for a little bit, and then the battery started getting a little iffy, so I'll go put the charger on it and see if I can get it. I really lost track of all the fucking videos I've been making. So anyways, I don't know if I had the muffler on in the latest video, but anyways, I took that back off after I ran it. All the head bolts already retorqued. I wish I would have gotten some footage about that, but taking videos are just about the last thing on my mind right now. Hopefully here in the next week or so we can get another project in, doing some work for a friend. And so actually with this front end, I need to my idea for this thing, this tractor is the tractor I'm going to need to use to pull stuff out. This tractor will most likely not get the tracks on it, but there's always hundreds of 316s out there, and I can find them for fairly cheap, $500 to $800 a piece. So that's not too expensive. But anyways, this one I need to either put I'm thinking about a winch on the front or rear, and then I need to get something like like what a tow truck would have on the back. I'm thinking about just a swinging arm. And I really don't want to get too stupid with it, make it look redneck. But the hydraulics on this machine are not, I don't want to say they're not strong enough, but they don't have the proper reserves for something like what I'm using them for. So what's going to end up happening is I need to take that muffler out of this space, and I need to put a hydraulic pump mounted in here. I've already figured out how to mount it. I don't want to tap into the muffler cowling and stuff over there. But what I'll probably do, I'll probably fix it to the motor mounts. These are fixed to the motor. It's fixed to the frame, and the motor's going to shake around. It's going to cause a bunch of stress on the drive belt and stuff. No, it's mounted to the motor. It's going to be one piece. I'll have an idler pulley built. I got to build a whole bracket that can bolt. I don't want to bolt it on here. I want to keep it on this, because if I crack the engine block, then I'm screwed. I don't want to be left out in shit weather. So that, and a reserve tank will probably go on the side of that lift arm back behind. But I'm still counting down the shit to do. So I'm starting to put it back together. The head gasket's all good. I don't know how informational this video is, other than just sort of going over, just taking it apart and stuff. But it's really not that hard to replace them if you don't have to replace them in a John Deere like this. But other than that, taking a John Deere apart, it's really not that hard. I mean, I bitch about it some, but it could be a lot worse. And the 16 horsepower is possibly one of the best ones to have to replace them. It's at an 18 horsepower where you have an overhead valve, so that's a real bitch. So anyways, I guess this is probably the end of this video, unless I have something to add to it. I have its little brother, the 314. Guess what? This motherfucker also has a blown head gasket, and it's in pretty rough shape. It has if I can take it off. It has an Onan coil lead. I don't know what that huge crack is. It looks like someone took a torch and just torched it. mismatched heads. Other than that, the tractor's fine. It's just the engine, and the front is just completely fucked on it. I'm trying to add some more foam in it and trying to help it reduce the amount of vibration itself. But other than that, the tractor, it's good itself. That exhaust I was hoping to put on that tractor, but then I need to change the front cowling pieces, and they're not the same. So it's just not gonna happen, sadly. So I guess call it good and call this video done. So thanks for watching. Hopefully I can get into more in depth, since I've already explained how to take everything apart. Hopefully I can get more into depth on how to actually replace the head gasket on this one, because this one I need to replace before I sell to a customer. Otherwise, it's not reliable. It's not a good engine without a good head gasket, because then you lose a lot of your compression and stuff. So alright, I'll see you guys around the next video when it comes out. So thanks and thank you for watching, the one person that's watching. So I guess carry on with the rest of my shit projects. So call her good.